What happened that day?
Yeah, they kind of like...
Before or after?
They kind of made you go off that whole situation.
Our Cap 2 team lead, he was just being himself, and I just had enough, and the day was just really long and slow and tiring, and on top of managers yelling at us, he was yelling at us and not helping us. So the fact that the managers were setting a standard of being lazy and expecting us to follow another one was just, I just had enough. So I was like, fuck this. And then I found the phone.
Kind of just went off on it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like did anybody kind of hype you up, or were you just there by yourself and you know kind of like, man, it's the time?
Yeah, a couple people hyped me up. I told a few people that I'm gonna quit.
How come you didn't give somebody else the phone?
Nobody was around.
Yeah.
I was kind of by myself. It was in Garden Center, and Garden Center closes at a certain time, and at that time it was closed. Nobody was there, so I was just by myself with all that anger in the room. So it was just me and the phone. So yeah.
What about some people that might say like, all right, I heard this was in Lubbock, Texas. Like, what else do you expect from Lubbock, Texas?
I'm like, fuck you, because it happens everywhere. It really happens everywhere. And if you see the comments on all of my social media handles, a lot of people are telling me that they experienced the same exact thing in a different Walmart, in a different city, in a different state. And like, it's not just Lubbock. Anybody would go off if they've had enough or witness the things that I've witnessed. Yeah. So it's not just Lubbock, and I'm not being ghetto. I was being myself. Is
that what they're saying in the comments?
Yes, they're telling. Well, mainly the old heads that are on Facebook are telling me that. Of course, like
how old? When you say old head, like how old is an old head?
Probably.
Or what's the youngest you'll be like it's an old head?
Probably like my mom's age, like 45.
Yeah. Oh, they're like just vocal. They got time?
Huh?
They have time?
I guess, because my mom's on Facebook all the time, so I'm pretty sure like those old people have time.
Yeah. So what did your mom say to the video?
My mom loved it. She actually called like all of our relatives from the Philippines. Yeah. On Skype or whatever. And she was like, this is her, this is my daughter. Like, she's viral, she stood up for herself and this and that. And they're all telling me like they love me and I have their support and stuff like that. And they're just all really happy for me. And my mom is extremely happy for me. And she's glad I stood up for myself. Yeah, so you have the support of the fam, but you told me some people don't like the video. You know what I'm saying? They didn't really like the video. We're not even talking about people you named in the video. You know what I'm saying? So like, what is it like being a viral star in a small city? It's crazy because as much love as there is that I get, there's 2 times that in hate.
Yeah. So do people recognize you?
They do. They do.
Wow.
In good ways and bad ways.
Tell me one good way, one bad way.
Good ways, some people will come up to me and ask me to take a picture or tell me that I inspired them and they love me and they love my video. Yeah. And the bad ways, well, the first day that I ever got like negative hate in public was when I was driving down University. And I saw this truck with like 2 big old Trump flags in his trunk, and I was like, okay, whatever, that's Lubbock, you know. Yeah. And then we were at the stoplight together, and he like kept looking at me, and I was like, what the fuck? And when the stoplight turned green, he took out his phone and he showed me my video, like he put it on the window. And he showed me my video, and I was like, oh, that's me. Yeah. And I kind of like drove off a little bit, and then he sped up. Yeah. And he started flipping me off, and his friend in the passenger seat was saying, fuck you, kill yourself, Trump 2020.
What does that got to do with Trump?
I don't know. They keep telling me, like Trump supporters especially keep telling me, like, when everybody I don't like is racist or this and that, and they'll tell me that I'm a Biden supporter and that they hate leftist liberal people and they just hate me.
What does your video have to do with anything about politics?
I don't know. I think it's the racist comment, which was true, by the way. I think it's the racist thing. A lot of white people hate being called racist, so when you call them out for it, they kind of get offended.
But like, what is it about? Like, so how come no Biden supporters have ran up on you? You know what I'm saying? So it's like kind of just been like Trump supporters. Like, it's happened more than once.
Yeah, this happened more than once. Some dude at again another stoplight. He didn't point his gun at me, but he held up his gun and told me that he lives in Lubbock as well, and I should watch my back. And a lot of people from Lubbock will message me and tell me Trump 2020 or fuck you or call me a crybaby and call me ghetto or call me, just stupid things.
Like, how does that make you feel?
Like, I don't care. Like, I already don't care that much, and then they try and message me and get me to care, and I'm like, well, good luck.
What's the best attempt that you've seen somebody try to get you to care in the comments? Because I know at this point you have your own trolls too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's kind of like something. It gets to the point where even a bad comment can get funny because it's like, I know what you're trying to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, what's like been the most blatant attempt to kind of get your attention that you're like?
Well, one of them, his name was literally Trump 2020, and then a bunch of numbers on TikTok, and he told me that I was just doing it for views. And that none of it really happened, and when I was on the intercom, it wasn't real. Like, I wasn't actually speaking on the intercom, nobody could hear me.
Yeah.
And I was like, you just know the whole story, don't you? You know it. But they're just funny. It's just funny when people try to make up lies and say that they were there.
Have you seen, we all have that friend sometime that lies, that they were there, right? Have you had anybody that's added on to the story and you're like, what? Yeah,
some of them will be like, oh yeah, my name is Ariel. I was there, I'm her sister, this and that. And they'll say that they wrote the note for me or they told me to go up there or some shit. Like, they just make up.
The cloud chasing is like that?
Yeah, it's really bad.
That's crazy, man. So I appreciate you coming down and sitting down with us. How many views is it the video at now?
30 million.
30
on TikTok.
That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? You're doing crazy views, crazy numbers, and you told me that the CEO of Walmart has reached out to you. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully everything does get rectified, or the justice that you kind of want. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
we kind of get that. But they've seen that with Dallas Retrofit. Before we go out, go ahead and give them the socials.
Shana Kiapo on TikTok and Twitter, and on Instagram it's Shana Blackwell with 3 L's.
Boom. Already.